Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about rethinking perspectives for a more sustainable agriculture with a bit of analyzing from the social legal aspect. When we talk about agriculture, one would naturally imagine farms, orchards, and fields of crops. If we dive in a bit deeper, agriculture would also mean food security, social growth, and economic growth. These three are part of the complex web of sustainability, in particularly SDG 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, and 15. However, there are two current issues that are affecting the agriculture sector: climate change as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. The effects are detrimental from the input stage to production all the way to what's being brought to our table, in addition to employment, livelihood quality, and health, among others. Historically, we can see that Malaysia's economic activities expanded from agriculture to now manufacturing and services, with the two latter sectors overtaking agriculture. According to the global economy, Malaysia currently ranks at 19th place out of 31 Asian countries in terms of the GDP contribution from agriculture sector, which is 7.26%. Although a small portion compared to the other sectors in the past, agriculture is important to employment and food security in Malaysia. Bearing these two factors in mind, the Malaysian government created the National Agro-Food Policy 4 (NAP4) to strengthen the agriculture sector, with one of the focuses emphasizing on agri-food commodities such as paddy, fruits, vegetables, poultry, and fishery. Despite being years in this sector, Malaysia is struggling to compete with its neighboring countries in terms of technology, product, and value chain development. This is due to some challenges such as low agriculture productivity and less youth employment within the sector, which were identified during NAP4. These indicate one or more loopholes in the policy, regulation, and implementation, in which one of them is the lack of social consideration and participation. This is where social legal plays its role through its transdisciplinary ability to integrate the legal system and society. Let's talk about low agriculture productivity and zoom into the land usage. With the National Land Code 1965 that includes agricultural land acquisition, one would expect the land usage to be regulated efficiently for the sector. But there are other factors that are affecting the Act's efficiency. Since Malaysia puts an emphasis on agri-food community, we basically need arable land in which is running out of availability. However, farmers in Malaysia still use the arable land to cultivate industrialized crops, reducing the land that could have been used for agri-food. Perhaps there may not be enough community-centric communication with the farmers about the regulation for land use for agri-food commodity, hence lacking the cooperation and participation from their side. Another scenario of a sensitive but real-life example would be the fractions of land holdings between families under the Sharia law on inheritance. This is said to be sensitive as it involves religion as well as ethics, another societal factor that should be considered in this complex situation. As sensitive as it can be, the breaking of land holdings can make farming such as paddy farming and fruit farming more difficult to be developed due to family land disputes or personal interests that are not aligned with each other. In the long run, we will run out of land for structured and massive agriculture if these are not being addressed properly with all the stakeholders involved. Second problem, lack of youth involvement. Malaysia has the Federal Agriculture Marketing Authority Act 1965, which incorporates the Federal Agriculture Marketing Authority to supervise, coordinate, regulate, and improve the marketing of agriculture produce in Malaysia. Such effort under this regulation would be redundant if the human resource of the sector is not properly addressed. Without the next farming generation, there will be a loss of agriculture knowledge vital for the growth of agriculture sector despite the assistance by the authority. It is important to understand why many youths are not inclined towards agriculture. This is due to the stark social reality of the younger generations being indoctrinated with the hardship and so-called bleak future of agriculture. Many youths seek for better employment opportunities elsewhere for better salary and quality of life. Having a better social understanding about this situation will be able to assist the nation in implementing the regulations in a better way, in which youths are actively engaged, educated, and assisted in agriculture. In conclusion, with reference to the NAP4, Malaysia has already established good policy, act, regulation, and also regulatory bodies to sustain the agriculture sector. However, as good as they can be, it will be a challenging journey to sustainability if there is little social inclusion. In order to find the common ground that can ensure the mobilization of regulation and technology, social inclusion requires transparency and understanding of each stakeholder. Investing in the agriculture sector can address not only hunger and malnutrition, but also other challenges including poverty, climate change, and unsustainable production and consumption. Together, we must mobilize scientific, technological, and social movements to address these challenges together.